Probably the biggest objection that people who are opposed to the development of natural gas in this area, the biggest objection they voice is concerns about water, which is fine. I mean, you should be concerned about water. However, the things that are presented are generally misleading at best and sometimes just plain false. The S-guys that Tom was referring to is the draft version that came out towards the end of 2011. And in the executive summary, right at the beginning of that document, the DEC folks who put this together say that a supporting study for last year's draft S-guys report concludes that it's highly unlikely that groundwater contamination would occur by fluids escaping from the wellbore for hydraulic fracturing. The earlier S-guys, the 2009 one, further observes that regulatory officials from 15 states that already were doing hydraulic fracturing recently testified that groundwater contamination as a result of the hydraulic fracturing process in the type formation itself has not occurred. The executive summary then goes on to say, so this is right at the beginning, and I think that there's copies of this page from the executive summary on the table in back. It goes on to say, no significant adverse impact to water resources is likely to occur due to underground vertical migration of fracturing fluids through the shale formations. This is my absolute favorite part. I love this. The developable shale formations are vertically separated from potential freshwater aquifers by at least 1,000 feet of sandstone and shale of moderate to low permeability. That shales, this is the point, that shales must be hydraulically fractured to produce fluids is evidence that these types of rock formations do not readily transmit fluids. Why would these companies be engaging in very expensive, time-consuming, technologically difficult process of fracturing if fluids simply rose up through the shale formations by themselves? They wouldn't have to frack, would they? In Chapter 6, and we have a copy of the page, a relevant page on the table there, they point out that New York State currently withdraws water from all different kinds of sources of 10.3 billion gallons per day. Okay, that's the New York State usage of water from all kinds of sources. 10.3 billion gallons per day. DEC says that there would be, at the peak of hydrofracturing, when it's the busiest, when the fracking is actually going on, where they use the water, that in that 2011 report, they say there would be 9 billion gallons per year used if we were going full tilt and doing a whole bunch of drilling and fracturing. So, if you do the arithmetic, gas drilling uses 24 1/100ths of 1% of the entire New York State usage, and far less than many other industries, actually. Lots of other industries use much more water.